that's selling them things right there, you ought to talk to him. I started scratching stuff off my vision board. My vision board is so vast now. If I showed you what was on it, you wouldn't even believe it. Because I dream so big. I want so big because the God I serve is big. He's not a small God. He's a really, really big God. He does really, really big stuff. And I expect him to do really, really big stuff. Oprah, he done it for the Obamas. Whoever got, why I can't have this here? I'm going to do better with it than all of them. To me, but why you can't have that? That's how you get what you want in life now. You don't have to believe me, but here's the deal. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. I just told you a different way to go about it. You don't need no money. I just gave you some scriptures you could try and some principles. If somebody who had come from the bottom and got to this position I'm in told me that this is the way I would try it, if I was you, I would try that. I bet you it'll work, though. Appreciate y'all.
All right, what an awesome video. Who liked that video?
I did. It was great.
I watched it right before this Zoom, and I thought it was a perfect video for us. So anyway, I want to bring up our fabulous trainer tonight. I think she is on her gold run. She is an amazing booker, and she's got an amazing training for us tonight. Please help me welcome Katina Davis McToy to the line. Katina, are you there? You're muted, Katina.
And I'm just over here talking away. Thank you. Thank you, Sheila, for that introduction. Hi, everyone. How are you?
We are fabulous. Take it away, Katina.
All right. Thank you. Can I share my screen? I'm going to do a training tonight on hotel block booking. That's going to be our training tonight, and I'm going to show you step by step how we could do that. See my screen? Hello?
We're here. Please mute your line
okay.
so that we can hear Katina, please. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I'm going to just pick a city. Usually what I do, whatever way you capture your information, whether you talk, speak with the client, or they send you on a form, I always call the hotel when I'm doing a group booking. If you try to use Expedia for over 10 rooms, it won't let you unless you do multiple bookings. So usually what I do, if it's a place I've never been, like I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, I'm in the Virginia area. So what I'm going to do is pick. Anybody have a place they want me to look up? Preferably in the United States.
I can barely hear it. Tammy, can you please mute your line?
I'm sorry, say that again. Oh. Let me pick somewhere. Let's do Washington, D.C. So if you're not familiar with Washington, D.C. area, you can always go to Expedia. That's what I do. And I'm going to pick the dates, a couple of weekend here.
Hey, Tina, can you speak up just a little bit?
Oh, okay. Oh, is this better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I'm gonna pick usually for a wedding, I do Thursday to Sunday for the dates. Our wedding is gonna be in Washington D.C. I've been to DC before, so I kind of know where to stay away from. I also asked my client what's a price point they're looking at, like what's the climate of the clients that are coming. I don't want to go too upscale and have them not book. I don't want them to be at the bottom either. I preferably like to be 3 stars or up. So I will just find a hotel. And like I said, I go to Expedia and I will pick what's close around where they're getting married. So I'm gonna say downtown DC. That's fine. So maybe I'll pick the Cambria Hotel um, for this particular. Let me see if that's it. Okay, so I'll pick the Cambria Hotel. Um, Look at the price point, and I'll talk to the client. Then I'll on Expedia, it will give you the phone number for the hotel so you can call them. I don't want to talk to reservations. I want to actually call and talk to a sales manager. Once I talk to the sales manager, I will let them know what I want, what it's for. Ask them, you all, please make sure that you ask them for a room block with um, commission already built in because they will give you one without a commission price. And once you lock in that price, if you didn't know to ask for the price with commission, it'll just be locked in. Sometimes they'll be like, well, too bad. So we don't want that to happen for you. Then you go in and look at the rooms that are normally available. Like I said, Expedia is a good tool to get some of this out of the way, or you can just ask them, the sales manager, what's good. Um, so you want to make sure they give you that price. Make sure when you give them the IATA number for Archer that it's acceptable in their system. It's somebody that Archer normally works with because if not, do not give them a W-9. Some of them will ask them for that and you refer them to um, Archer Travel Service for that information if they need it. Or you could just pick a different hotel, whichever is better. But if you want to learn, you can go through that process of if I use this hotel in the future, we already have a W-9 on file with them. So that's good. Also, when you're talking to them on the phone, they have to send you a contract because that has to be approved by contracts at Archer. I'm going to show you a contract that I had that I've used recently in the past year or so. I'll show you that and what we're looking for. Let me come out of here. So also, then oh, okay. So also they have to approve it for it. So this particular one is with Country Inn and Suites. This group, they're going to send this to you in your email. Make sure that the date is highlighted. You have all the information at the top. See right here, make sure that it says commission on the contract, the 10%, the IATA number, the cutoff date. They will give you a cutoff date for when these rooms need to be booked by, because if you don't sell them all, then they're going to release the rest of the inventory back into their system so that it's not a loss. Also, right here, I got the makeup of the rooms. 20. I got my contract, my room block is for 25 rooms, right? So for these 2 days, in our contract, I had to make it specific that some people may only want to come Friday, some people may only want to come Thursday and stay till Friday, whatever the breakup is, so that you'll know how your commission is. Even though they tell you that it's for 25 rooms, it actually, with Country Inn and Suites Radisson, hotels usually, oh, I'm sorry, let me get that back up for you. The goes by hotel nights as far as rooms. So even if you don't sell 25 rooms from Thursday till Saturday, you meet your contract terms any 25 nights that they play. And I've noticed that with the Hiltons like that, the Radisson, IG hotels are like that. Holiday Inn, Marriott, depends on the property for Marriott. A lot of Marriott hotels are franchised, so it goes according to that franchisee, basically. But let me move this up some more so you can see. But yeah, when it's really a good idea until you get used to it to send these into Archer. You still need to have Archer know about these contracts when you send them in, because Ron wants to make sure Archer's not going to be, or the agent won't be on the hook for the rooms that you do not sell. So it's really good. One of the things that I negotiated in this particular contract was that for every 25 rooms, pay the meeting room. We got the meeting room for her, um, what's it called? The dinner before, the rehearsal dinner was able to be held there in that room for free. They had it from 12 to 7. It was complimentary. I'm gonna stop saying free. Complimentary. We also, because she oversold her rooms above the 25, she actually had 50 nights sold, and she was able to get the honeymoon suite for her and her new husband also. But these are the facts that you go over. I personally, I'm telling you just from experience, Country Inn and Suites, Radisson Hotels, a lot of the group bookings will allow you to have your clients go online and book their own rooms, and there's a code that they can use. For your personal bookkeeping, I would have them go through me. And that's not being controlling. It's just that people will go on site. Like, what if they go to Amazon, excuse me, what if they go through Expedia themselves, and Expedia has the room for, like, these rooms were $99 and Expedia has it for $79. You're still not going to get commission because, one, they're not using the code, and two, it's not at the price point that they want to pay out the commission for. Also, people will book online and forget to tell you, so you have to call the sales manager back just to see how many rooms were booked so you can fill out your commission report, right? So just to cover yourself, you just want to know how many people have booked, how many nights, what the price is. So if you do it yourself, you'll be able to have that information. If not, anything could happen. They could misread their report, as a nice way to put it, and say only 25 nights were sold when you actually had 35, just because they're reading it wrong, we'll say. So, any questions so far? Okay. Um, the next thing you want to do is, even though you have even though you do your um, commission tracking sheet with Archer, you also have to send an invoice to, um, you'll have to send an invoice to Country Inn and Suites that I fixed it to you. You have to send them an invoice because the invoice is how they pay us. Even though it may be electronic, they need something from us for an invoice. Like this one says, okay, so this wedding, it was 34 nights at $99, and then it was the 4 nights at $109. So you send them this invoice. I have another invoice, but since this is a Archer invoice, this was the very first one I did with Archer, but I also have one that's branded with my name, Lady Taven Travel, and all the other information um, that I send out, and I send them all. I attach them all and send them in an email to Archer for commissions to let them know when I do my commission tracking sheet. They call me a little worse, and they say I'm a little anal sometimes, but they're okay. As long as I get paid, it's all right with me. Call me if you need to. But yeah, you want to send out this invoice. This invoice is in the Travel Cafe under invoices. It's already, when you sign into your back office and go to the Travel Cafe, it will pop up with your name and your number, your Archer Travel agent number right here. Um, yeah, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. On the last point I want to make is sometimes I will call around uh, to the hotels and stuff in the area. I do price shopping if I have time. If they have no idea which hotel or any preference, I will call around and talk to sales managers in the Woodbridge and Loudoun County, DC area. I've contacted a lot of hotels and built relationships with sales managers. I've even gone on hotel inspections, got a free few rooms, but also to build that relationship that when I need a hotel, and a lot of the sales managers have worked at other hotels across the country in the area. If they can't accommodate you, they will more than likely try to give you a referral somewhere else. Some of them within their brand, some without. Just depends on your relationship and the person you talk to. Any questions so far?
I didn't see the invoice.
Oh, y'all can't see the invoice? Uh, let's see. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, I apologize because I thought I had clicked on it to share. Okay, yeah, this is the invoice. Like I said, it's in the back office. I do have one with my company name on it, also with the Archer Travel logo. It's basically like this. It's just another spreadsheet, and I put this information up here. But the one from Archer just has all of it filled out. You just go in and fill in whatever you need. But the importance of the invoice is to send it to the hotel so that the hotel can pay you. And I usually send mine the day we check in. I'll go upstairs and do it on my laptop if I'm at the event, or if I'm not at the event, I'll go and send it off that day so I don't get caught in not doing it. And then, like, depending on the hotel, some calculate everything by the next week, but I'll do a follow up in 7 to 10 days to make sure they have my invoice and to make sure that my numbers are correct.
So you have to send an invoice to the hotel?
Yes, you send your invoice to the hotel because that's how the hotel pays you. If you don't send them an invoice, even though they know to send it to Archer for their bookkeeping, they still need an invoice. So anytime other than like Expedia or something like that, I send people invoices, especially this large, except like if you go on, even with, if I was to book a couple at a hotel, depending on the hotel, and you book, if you book on that site, that's fine. But sometimes people call in because I called in to book it. That's basically what it boils down to. You see what I'm saying? Like it's not like I went online and booked it. I called in for the contract, and then they'll say you didn't send me an invoice. That's why we haven't paid you yet.
Oh, gotcha. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So,
Great
yeah, but
training.
thank you. I mean, you still have to do your commissions report with Archer, but also send this. But like I said, I attach my invoice and send it to an email whenever I do a contract, and I send it back to Archer to let them know, hey, this is what I'm talking about on my commission report. In case you forget, I remember.
Awesome, awesome. Does anybody have any more questions for Katina?
Well, I'm not clear on how she's getting the payment. How do you get the payment? Do you get it like one lump sum, or does everybody pay individually for the rooms, or what?
Okay, so again, it depends on the way your contract states. If you were to go onto the Radisson, okay, so I use Country Inn and Suites. Country Inn and Suites, if you've ever booked a room with them, the option is that you pay when you get there, right? When you do a group booking, there is a, let me go up there. Hold on, let me actually go on that website so I can show it to you. Because telling you it's going to be confused. Hold on one second. I'm just closing since I had a million things open. Okay, alrighty. So we're gonna come here to Country Inn and Suites, right? It would help if I knew how to spell. Hold on. So when you go in to set up the room, right here you would have a promotional code. It's not gonna work. So if you ever needed travel agent rates, this is what you put in for travel agent. That's the code. But right here, when you go in to make the reservation, you would, whatever that code he generates for the room block, you would put it here. Like the one we had here was Hayhen. So you would put that there. And then you go, and this is the hotel, this is what you would choose. So this was right near Potomac Mill, if you've ever been there in Woodbridge. I want to select whatever room selection that you want to do. Is the details. And then this is your booking information here, correct? So when you get down here, the payment options, when I put my payment in here, it should, I get the information that's to reserve your room and it's to keep your room reserved, right? So what I do is I put the information in from the client, and after I have them sign the credit card authorization, and then I book their room, I normally charge them the first day, and I let them know that they'll just pay for the first day, but they still, especially if I'm going to make it a non-refundable if it's a short trip. So how you get paid is that, in answer to Cheryl's question, after you do your bookings, then you verify that these people came, that their card was charged and everything, and you put it on your form, you put it on your invoice that you send to the hotel. After you send it to the hotel for the full amount, they'll let you know how much the commission and stuff is, or you can figure it out. And then they will then in turn send a check to Archer Travel. With some of, well, I do it with all of them, but I've learned that you need to call back and ask them what that check number is. Because like this particular Country Inn & Suites is a franchise, so they do their own checking from there. So you call them and ask them what that check number is, and where that note section is on your commission reporting, so that Archer has a reference number. You put it inside your commission tracking or the email, whichever way you do your commission tracking with Archer. So that's how you get paid. The invoice goes to the hotel. The hotel then sends the check to Archer. Does that help?
Yeah, thanks. Absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, that's how you get paid. I know sometimes I do a lot of extra steps, but that's to ensure I get my money on a timely basis. Because the first time I did it, I had no idea, even though I had people helping me with it along the way, that I needed to send an invoice. So it took me like 4 months to get my money on the first one that I did, and that was a pretty large one. So yeah, um, but that's just the steps that I learned. So another thing that I learned in dealing with foreign hotels is you have to be really specific, because sometimes everything doesn't transfer from English to a different language really easily or reciprocally. So you have to just be really specific when you're talking to them, and it really helps if, even if they speak English, maybe to have somebody that speaks their language kind of interpret, so that they'll totally understand. Because that was, and just be very specific. Hey, I need my money in US dollars. But I've only had one incident like that. Any other
Okay,
questions?
thanks. Appreciate
You're
that.
welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, so if you have stuff with Archer, if you have it in your own travel name, that's fine. When you call them and give them your IATA number, if you have a different name that you're going to be sending your information in, I would just also give them that name also. So that way they don't think it's two separate people.
That's awesome, Katina. Any other questions? All right.
Great
Well, thank.
tips.
Huh?
Thank you.
Great tips, Katina.
Thank you.
Yes, that was awesome training. All right, so if nobody else has any questions, we'll go ahead and end this call.
Good night, everyone.
This call is officially over. Have a great night, everybody. Don't forget to get on Tony's call at 7 my time. And then if you're involved in Epic, make sure you get with Cheryl or I or Andrea so that we can get you on the Zoom for about Epic at 6 o'clock my time. So in about 20 minutes. So anyway, this call is officially over. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.